took him on, we went on some old ships. He had been in the Merchant Marines, was fascinated by these old ships. So I was able to kind of do some things with him that really brought a big smile to his face. And that made me very happy. So we did start connecting with that trip. And then I ended up moving back closer to him. And he got very ill with a terminal illness. And that's when I got to know one of my half sisters a little better. It was rocky. There were a couple of incidences. Is that a word? There were a couple of incidents that left a very bad taste in my mouth. And in thinking about this episode today, I'm like, I probably need to address that openly with her so I can move beyond it. I'm cordial. We do correspond and meet up when it's not COVID time. But I do need to address an issue that that I encountered with her. So I'm like, there's still opportunity for growth here.
Always. Do you think that this is something that she would be open to discuss?
I do. Okay. I do think she would be open to it because I think that it has stood between us. It's not that I bear a grudge. It's just an unresolved ill feeling. Just didn't feel good. And instead of being so vague, I could just tell you that it was while our father was ill and having to go in and see a surgeon, and he had all this paperwork on his table and could not make heads or tails of how to organize himself. And I knew it was going to be a new doctor for him. And I'm like, well, this is kind of along my line of work. So let me put this together for you. And I wrote up his entire history on one sheet of paper, nice and neat. And this sister went ballistic that I had anything to do with his personal business. And I was so taken aback because I was doing it to be helpful. And it was helpful. And it was like a skill set that I have. So I'm like, let me be me, do what I can do for him. And I think she knew she still needed help with him. So somehow we buried the hatchet, but she never apologized for just losing it and being extremely hurtful about it. So that needs to be unearthed between the two of us. And again, does this have anything to do with adoption, or is it just personal family dynamics?
It does, because, you were the adoptee who made the connection with him and therefore making connections to everyone else in his life. So it absolutely does. And
like the lines that she was drawing.
Yeah.
And those were her lines, not his, clearly.
Like you were an interloper.
Right.
And had no business doing that. It's just so interesting because, my story is so much different than yours, but the fact that you actually got to meet and have a relationship with both of your biological parents is astounding. A lot of people don't get that. And so I guess I want to ask, did you feel like there were any similarities with yourself and your biological father?
Yes, there definitely were. The more I got to know him, he has a very silly side, and really later in life, he just wanted to enjoy himself.
Mm-hmm.
He really just wanted to enjoy himself and not get caught up in a lot of drama. And I'm like, yeah, that's a very similar trajectory.
Yeah.
Not wanting to get caught up in things. He was super handy. What physically, I'm like, I know where I got my ginormous hands from. Being a female with ginormous hands, it just feels awkward sometimes. But proportionally, they look just fine. But I've always been a little like, is the next guy I date, his hands going to actually be bigger than mine? It's kind of a measure that I take of a male. His hands have to be my size or a little bigger and be nice. We get into that old gender thing. Yeah. But so he just had giant hands. So that was the one thing that I thought was similar. Otherwise, I didn't think we looked very much alike at all. Yeah. And the coloring of the other girls, we do have very similar skin, hair color. So I can see that that's where I got some of that. But it just he was pretty down to earth.
Yeah.
Too. So I feel like that's something that I've acquired. I had some highfalutin ideas when I was much younger and worked in a different industry, and I've been brought way down to earth over time, which is helpful. It's much easier way of living.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think there's a hugely comical story about him, but I'll save that for another time. I mean, it's tragic comedy. It was something that happened while he was, being treated for his terminal illness. But believe me, it's funny.
Okay.
I mean, it's sad funny, but I'll save that for another episode. That's there's nothing more I can say about it without giving anything away. So we'll just save that for later.
All right.
I feel like we're both in a kind of, okay, them's the facts, ma'am. Mood today. Okay, great.
I think
there's
the difference is too, we're recording this during the day and we're not used to that. And
that's true. Right. Yeah.
Kind of, we have a full day ahead of us too. And
true.
I feel kind of off today. And
you know what? It matches the topic.
A little.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of like it was never quite comfortable. And that's probably what my problem is right now, because it was never 100% comfortable. Am I grateful I got to meet him? Yes. Mm-hmm. But there's still some lingering discomfort.
Right.
And I'll just have to dive into that at some point on my own time, figure out what that's all about.
Yeah, hopefully you can explore that and put those uncertainties with the half-sibling to rest and pick that up.
Yeah.
That would probably make you feel so much better.
Yeah, I think it would. I think it really would. Because the other girl, the other half-sister really... She tried to reach out and she was angry with me because she thought I should have been there for her growing up. And I'm like, whoa. Mm. I was given up for adoption, Yeah. So it just got very confusing. And we all deserve a deeper conversation about this to put to rest. Put it to rest.
Yeah. Well, should we put this episode to rest?
Yes, we should. A little euthanasia, maybe.
Well,
oh my God.
My cat is trying to get in the room, and I don't know if anyone's been hearing these little jingles throughout the episode.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
She is a little bit of a holy terror, and when she gets excited, she will just run around the house like
Aw.
sprinting, and it's adorable. And her tail gets humongous, and she will kind of screech out loud, and yeah. So now she's just kind of like, the door is shut. I don't like that, and I'm
right
in the room. So
yeah,
she doesn't like when she can't do something.
Oh yeah. Well,
Huh. That takes after somebody.
I was gonna say.
However, I think putting it to rest would be good. So I guess we'll just shut down the show by saying, if you would like to share your story, please write to theadoptionsquad@gmail.com. Feel free to remain anonymous if you wish. You can also visit our website, theadoptionsquad.com, to connect to our social media pages, see some of our recommended reading, and also our YouTube channel. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and review to help us grow. So until next time, word to your mothers.
And to your fathers.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.